What's going on, y'all? So I'm currently in Mississippi. We're picking up my little sister from college and taking her back home for the summer. And while I'm down here in the college atmosphere, I've been thinking about a topic that often isn't explored when it comes to college. I think a lot of times people just think about college as being the place you have to go to get the degree, the piece of paper to qualify you to do a certain work in a particular field. That piece of paper tells people, hey, this person is qualified to work in communications and public relations and the medical field and so on and so forth. But I think college works for people's benefit in another way. For one, right? Well, some people look at college as a debt entrapment. And to a degree, it can be. But that's why I encourage kids to go to school and take their education seriously so that they can be awarded a scholarship or several scholarships to college where their parents won't have to pay so much money out of pocket. I was awarded a full ride academic scholarship to Mississippi Valley State University, which is why I chose the institution, and I was proud to go there. But college it can work for so many ways, man. When I went to school, right, before I went to college, my mother handled so much of my personal business. She handled almost all of my business personally, right? I didn't even read my scholarship award package or nothing like that. I just signed it. My mom read it. So it was certain things I didn't even know about. I knew I couldn't fail class or nothing like that, but it was certain things in that contract with my scholarship that I didn't even know. When I went to college, right, my mother made me be an adult. She said, Malcolm, you're 18 now. You're going to have to handle your business. You have to know what's going on with your personal business. A lot of times my mama would be with me and I wouldn't even be paying attention to whatever the person was telling me because I'm like, look, shoot, it's all right. Mama here, she know what's going on. She listening. I ain't going to worry about it. And that stuff can mess you up. When I went to college and I went to go talk to the financial aid people, when I went to go talk about getting bookstore charges and all that type of stuff, I wanted to have my mom on the phone so she can listen. My mom like, no, Malcolm, I can't do that. You're going to have to just listen. If you have any questions, don't be scared to ask questions. Ask, and they will tell you. They will break it down for you. I'm sure of it. And sure enough, they did, right? So I learned how to handle all of that personal business. Also, there's nobody in college to wake you up for class. You have to be a responsible adult. Now, I always was able to get up for school on my own, even in high school. I always in elementary school. I had no problems doing those type of things. But there were certain other things that maybe I wasn't as good at, right? When I had a problem in class sometimes, right? I was a little more, believe it or not, I was bashful when I was younger. So I kind of was like nervous about having certain conversations about certain things, even with instructors. When I went to college and I was struggling with something or a subject in class, I had to go to the office hours and talk to that professor and learn how to communicate with an adult as an adult. So I couldn't hide behind my mom or nobody like that. I had to learn how to communicate, as an adult, which I did. And I think a lot of kids can learn about that. You got to handle your personal business. You can't be afraid to talk to your instructors. You can't be afraid to tell them about something that you may not know or you may be struggling with. Also, I think that when you're in college, right, I think that environment is an environment that is like all the creative juices are flowing in college. So many ideas you can have about certain things take place in college. Like I've seen some of the biggest millionaires, like they started a business with their friends that they made in college because they bounce ideas off of one another. It's an environment where the creative thinking is just at an all-time high. So they bounced so many ideas off of each other. They were able to start lucrative businesses based upon the conversations that they had in their dorm rooms, whether you're an undergraduate or a graduate student or a non-traditional student as well. They started so many conversations and they had a plan and they started that. They put that plan into action and they made a lot of money. You being around the right type of people. College is an opportunity to network with some of the sharpest minds you possibly can find. And I'm not saying you have to be like all smart people are in colleges. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that there are groups of people who have ideas or ways of thinking that can be like-minded as yours or totally different from yours. And that is great. You can think about something from a different perspective, with you being around so many different creative people. I learned so many skills being at college, like maybe that wasn't even in my field, just from networking and talking to the right people and talking to certain people. So that's why I think college can definitely be used for. You know, I don't think that, I'm not saying that you have to go to college to be successful. I'm not saying that everybody that's successful goes to college because they didn't. You know, there's a lot of people that didn't go to college that didn't even graduate at all that are millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires in the world. But I'm saying if you go to college, I think that those are some benefits of it, man. Like, you build lifelong bonds with individuals who will always have your back, and they from all different type of regions of the world. California, I got friends in California, friends in Atlanta, Georgia, friends in New York. Like, I got friends everywhere, friends in Memphis. I got so many different friends all over the United States. I got a friend in Toronto, Canada. Like, if I go to Canada, I can call her. Like, you know, you just meet so many different people that can tell you about so many things. You can learn about so many different cultures and ways of life before it's being in the professional field. And you get the practice of knowing how to interact with people from all walks of life. Not just, you know, black people, not just white people or whatever your ethnicity is. You get the practice because you're going to see people from all walks of life. I was around white Americans. I was around, you know, people from like Africans. I was around people from Asia, Kazakhstan, from where else? From China, from Japan, all around. So many different people with different cultures. And you're able to interact with them comfortably, you know, which is practice for the professional field, because you're going to be around people that are not like you at all, that don't even have the same story that you have. But, you know, you're going to have to be able to interact with them when you get into the professional world. And college prepares you for that. College also prepares you for being timely. I had a professor at college, Miss Barbara J.P. Washington. I promise y'all, if you are late by a minute, she's not letting you in. It's a done deal. She is not letting you in the classroom. You not coming in there. She closing the door on you and telling you have a nice day. If you falling asleep in class, she's going to tell you go back to your dorm room and mark you absent. And every time you're absent, you have 3 absences before your grade will drop a letter grade after that. So she is not playing with you. You know, she's making you take your education seriously and treat it as if you're at work. Because at the end of the day, it's your job. You can't go to sleep. You can't come in whenever you want to. You have to be responsible. You have to be punctual. And you have to be attentive. And she held you responsible for those things. And I think that helped me in so many ways. Now, I wasn't the type to fall asleep in class, or I always hate to be late. But just to know that she was holding us to those standards, it mattered. And it matters to a lot of young kids. It definitely does, man. So I think that those are a lot of the benefits from going to school, man. These professors, man, they root for you. Well, I'm not going to speak for all of them. But at my school in particular, you're gonna run across some that, you know, may not really, I don't know, they kind of are a different type of people. They kind of to themselves, and they, you know, real, however, stuck up, or I don't know. But you're going to have some that are definitely great people. And I have so many professors that rooted for me. Like when I showed y'all the footage in a radio station, man, Mr. Cannon was like when I say, you know, Martin Lawrence had Stan, the guy over the radio station. He wasn't belligerent like Stan or ignorant like Stan, but he was like making sure, like, Malcolm, listen, you know you got to pre-record you know you got to do a show live tomorrow. You know you got to commentate the game, so you're not going to be able to do your radio show during that same time. You're going to have to pre-record. He will always make sure, like, Malcolm, you know you got to come in here and handle your business and pre-record the show. He didn't have to tell me, but he was just reminding me. Look, you know, I'm like, okay, cool. And it made me practice. I took research I had my own radio show, right? I took that research in preparing for my show seriously. I would look up the topics and information that I wanted to discuss and made sure I wrote those points down. I highlighted the points and I made talking time for each point, you know, and I took that research serious. Like it was like an actual research paper doing my radio show, which would be like me preparing to do these videos, you know, looking up certain information and all that type of stuff. So, man, like, it just got me so prepared for so many different things, man. And, again, it made me a responsible man, a responsible person, man. I knew that I had certain responsibilities, you know, for certain things. You know, I had a child. So, look, I had to go do my work study, make sure I go in there punctually, go there every day so I can get my check, you know, and send money for my child, send money for, you know, if moms need something. I was on top of those things, man. I was taking that seriously But at the same time, I was able to enjoy myself. I was able to have fun. And I was able to know how to separate business from pleasure. Because the pleasure gonna always be there. You're always gonna have the temptation to go out, go party. You're gonna have the temptation to go to these games, every game. You're gonna go to every game, every party. But you gotta know that your business comes before that. I was on scholarship. The moment I wanted to act a fool or I wanted to slip, my scholarship was in jeopardy of being snatched away. So that made me know, look, before I go to this game, I gotta write this paper. Before I go to this party, I might have to miss these parties to get this paper done, because this is the most important thing. I'm here to get this degree. I'm here to change my life potentially. So I have to do what I got to do. I got to miss this party. I got to write this paper. I'm going to do it. It don't matter what's going on. I'm going to get those things done. And I was able to learn how to separate business from pleasure so that when I get into the real world, when temptation calls where I want to go to this party, I want to go to this event, I want to stay out late at night, I want to hang with my boys, I got to know, look, if I got some work to do, look, I got to go to bed, y'all. I can't be out all night. I got to be able to be attentive at work. I got to be able to be sharp, my mind to be fresh and sharp at work so I can do what I got to do. And that's just it, man. So that's what I think college, those are the benefits of going to college outside of the education. Now, we know what the educational benefits can do. Get you the job that you want and get you that piece of paper that qualifies you to not be paid any chump change, especially if you go and seek a degree in higher level education, like a master's degree. So, yeah, but those benefits are the things that I think people don't often discuss, y'all. Peace.